Hey everyone, welcome back to 100 for Life. My name's Dan. If you're just joining us, then you need to know that I am a little over a week out from when I had gastric bypass surgery. Gastric bypass is a type of weight loss surgery. I just had my 11-day appointment, so we're pushing a doctor's appointment, a follow-up. I guess you generally will have your follow-up at like a little over a week. Mine is a week from when I actually got out of the hospital, and then a month from the actual surgery date, and then I think I have a 3-month, and so on and so forth down the line. So I just had my 11-day post-op, the day I was released, a week from the day I was released from surgery, doctor's appointment. So I want to check in with you guys, let you know how things are going, let you know how my first week is, and how things have progressed from my last video, which is a few days out from surgery, and all the way up to almost going on 2 weeks post-op. So a lot of things have changed for me. My stomach doesn't work the way it used to. It's about the size of an egg currently, maybe a little bit smaller, depending on what you're on. They say it's between the size of a thumb to about the size of an egg, which my stomach used to be a lot bigger than that, as you can probably guess. So far, things are going pretty well. I've had a little bit, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be completely honest. The first couple days right after surgery, I had a little bit of buyer's remorse, as I refer to it, for lack of surgery remorse. As I still was in a little pain and discomfort and was still doing the initial adapting, things were I felt a little unsure about the decisions that I made. But, this is something my family thought about for a long time, a decision that we took a lot of time to think about and did not make lightly. And I still think we made the right decision. I'm back to being much more upbeat. And I wasn't really ever downbeat, and I wasn't really like in an emotionally depressed state. I just had, a little bit of second thoughts, a little too late. But I still, as of now, would have done it again. I am glad I did it. So don't think that there's any way that I don't think it was the right decision, because it totally was. Just wanted to be honest, let you guys know that for the first couple of days, I did have some buyer's remorse about it. But things are starting to progress. Now that I've had my 11-day appointment, I've been able to add some more foods in. Not a lot of textures yet, but still broadened up my menu a little bit. So for the first week, until I had my 11-day appointment, it was the first couple of days were really just back to clear liquids, some broths, water, popsicles, sugar-free gels, things like that, while my stomach stopped swelling. So after the surgery, your stomach swells up and it needs time to start healing. So a few days out, I was able to start adding things like yogurts, fat-free cream-based soups, and things like that. And that already made a big difference in my diet and what I was liking and what I could eat, because after you've done clear liquids for a few days and even a week, because you got to do it some before surgery and then immediately after surgery, you're kind of getting tired of a lot of the same options. So that's one tip: variety. Try a variety of things, get a variety of flavors. You never know what you're gonna like, because I've liked things more and less post-surgery than I did before surgery, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So after I hit my after I hit 2 days post-op, I was able to start adding like Greek yogurt and things, and trying to really hit my water and protein goals. So this is going to vary based on you and based on your doctor and your surgeon and your clinic that if you're going to. Like I went to a weight loss clinic where the surgeon operates out of. And that's going to vary and set your water goal and your protein goal. I've seen things about people who I did not think would have as high of a protein goal as me, watching different YouTube videos and stuff, having a much higher protein goal than me. And I feel like, I'm 6 feet tall and currently only weighing in at 275 pounds, which is awesome. That's what I weighed in high school, and I'm 32, so that's great. But so for me, I'm supposed to get a minimum of 48 to 64 ounces of water or sugar-free beverage a day. So, obviously I'm going to be getting hydration from soups and protein shakes and things like that, but my doctor's office does not want me to count those towards my water goal. My hydration goal needs to be met out of water, or basically flavored water, and essentially that's it. Sugar-free popsicles and sugar-free jellos and just plain broth, not soups, also count towards my water goal. So that's actually been harder for me to hit than my protein goal. And part of that is mainly because I never really liked Crystal Light, Mio, anything like that, any of the water flavor enhancers. Never really liked them. But then I was having a hard time getting my water down the first couple days out, especially. I wasn't even able to drink 16 ounces of water a day, and that's bad. They say more important than your protein is your hydration levels. That is number one priority after surgery, is that you're getting your hydration in, and I just wasn't for the first couple days. Try as I may be, just drinking just plain water, it hurt. Like I was able to eat Greek yogurt and stuff, and that was fine. Didn't hurt, didn't feel anything, felt smooth. Berry. Berry's the name of my pouch. In my classes and everything, prepping for the surgery, they always tell you to listen to your pouch. And listen to your pouch and hear what your pouch is telling you and obey the pouch. And I thought saying just the pouch was a little silly, so I named mine Barry the pouch. So Barry didn't like the plain water. It kind of hit Barry hard, even if I was taking little sips at first. So I got off my high horse about the water enhancers and I tried some. And they were considerably better than I thought they were before surgery. And I don't know if it's because I'm not drinking or eating anything really sweet right now. At least I wasn't initially. I've got some more yogurts and stuff now that are taste a little sweeter. But so I don't know if maybe adding a little bit of sweetness to my water made it a little more palatable, but it also didn't make Barry quite so angry when I drank it. And I never threw up from drinking water. I haven't gotten sick or anything like that for anything I've eaten or drank yet. And hopefully I never will. Hopefully I don't experience dumping syndrome, but realistically I imagine it's probably going to happen at some point. And I'm ready for it. And if you don't know what dumping syndrome is when you eat, it can happen in a couple things. You eat something with way too high a fat quantity or too high a sugar quantity, and your body basically wants to purge it. Your Barry is not happy about it, and he either pushes it into your colon and tries to get it out, which makes you sick one way, or it comes right back up, and it can lead to vomiting, diarrhea, cold sweats, just an overall feeling of badness, and it's supposed to be pretty horrible, and I hope that I never have to get dumping syndrome. But I also think that maybe it's one of those things. Maybe if I do experience dumping syndrome, it'll teach me to be more careful, to make sure I'm chewing my food properly and making sure I'm watching what I'm eating. So I imagine getting it once or twice may be a blessing in disguise because it helps rein you in if you're getting a little out of control. So no dumping syndrome yet, but Barry wasn't pleased with the water. Threw a little crystallite in my water. It actually was good, and for some reason it went down better. I honestly have no idea why. It was still water. It just had some flavoring. But for some reason, when I drank it, it didn't hit Barry as hard. He was happier with it. So a couple of days, I was throwing crystallites and some other flavor enhancers in my water, and it actually made a very big difference to me in helping get my water in. So that even if you don't like them, I would give them a shot because I don't like them, and I'm still not crazy about them. I'm still not buying a lifetime supply of crystallite or anything like that. I still prefer just regular water, but it was much more palatable for me on the first few days while I was trying to get Barry to calm down and get my hydration levels in. So now I'm happy to report that I am able to drink just regular water. I still am doing a little crystallite and stuff just because it shakes things up, adds a little variety like I talked about. You want to get some variety in your diet as much as you can. So I'm hitting my hydration goals pretty solidly, getting between low to mid 40s upwards to 50 a day, which I still could get some more in, and I'm still working on getting some more in. But I'm hitting the level I'm supposed to be. Protein has, for me, been easier to get. Premier Protein drinks. I recommend them. I like them. Premier is not paid for me to be their spokesman. I know that may come as a shock to you. But I like Premier Protein. It has their, 8 ounces. I don't remember the exact ounceage. Maybe a little more than that. But they're like 100 and something calories, under 200 calories a piece, like 150, 160, and they have 30 grams of protein. My protein goal right now is 85 to 90 grams of protein a day, which is a pretty good amount of protein. And I add protein to things. I'll talk about that here in a second. But what has really been my saving grace is these Premier Proteins. They go down really well. They go down easy. Barry likes them. They taste pretty good. I prefer like the vanilla and chocolate flavors. I've had caramel and banana also since I had surgery, and those are just so sweet to me right now. Like I don't know if my taste buds obviously have changed some if I like Crystal Light now. But I think they're just too sweet for me, and I just don't like them. I can still get them down to get the protein, but I prefer vanilla and chocolate, and cookies and cream is all right. Which another good thing about Premier Protein, lots of different flavors. They've got like a strawberry and a peach, I think. So I would highly recommend them. 30 grams of protein, pretty easy to get down, for me at least. Your mileage may vary. They're dairy-based, and a decent amount of people get lactose intolerance after bariatric surgery. I did not get any lactose intolerance that I can tell, at least. And I figure I'd probably be able to tell right away with all the yogurt and stuff that I've been eating. So I think I'm not lactose intolerant. But to get my protein in, I've been adding a lot of protein powder to things as well. When I left the hospital, my weight loss clinic, my surgeon gives everyone a tub of this stuff called Beneprotein. And it's just a non-flavored non-scented, unscented protein. And you can buy all kinds of them. There are probably so much better ones on the market. I mean, this one's good. I like it. It's fine. But I've heard a lot of people talk about Isopure, and I've never tried it yet. I might go ahead and give it a shot on my next one. But each tablespoon of the beta protein, it's like a tablespoon and a half, gets you 6 grams of protein. So I get like a 15 container of the Greek like 000 yogurt, and throw a scoop of protein in it, and that gets me like 21 grams of protein or something in like a cup of yogurt. It took me a few days to be able to get to the point where I could eat one of those just cups of yogurt. So before that, I actually had just about a big container of it. It was putting it in 2-ounce little Tupperware containers that you can see in a previous video we did, which I really recommend, these little small Tupperware containers, because Jana, my great wife, who you've met in some other videos, went ahead and prepped me some like cream-based soups and yogurts and all these things in these little 2-ounce to 3-ounce cups. So that way I could sit down and have them like a meal almost, and I wouldn't have to worry about, when I was home alone when she had to be at work after surgery or anything like that, that I wouldn't have to get up and make myself all this food and not all this protein to things. It helped out. One bad thing about adding scoops of protein to your food is, and I haven't tried it, I haven't fully tested it, I haven't went ahead and tried, but I was instructed to not put it in anything overly hot because it can curdle the protein. And I don't honestly know if they mean curdle it as in just make it harder to mix in and make it kind of gross, or if it'll actually spoil the protein. I honestly think that it'll just make it more clumpy and a little harder to mix in, and maybe it won't mix in at all, but I haven't tried it. But that's been my biggest complaint about having to add protein to things, is that you can't do it hot. So it takes me 30 minutes to eat, a small little thing of soup. So even in that 30 minutes, because they tell me to eat my meals in 30 minutes, try to, and not to extend them for long periods of time. But even in that 30 minutes, my soup is, since it started out lukewarm, it's cold by the time I'm done eating it. And that is kind of a pain. That being said, I can't take extreme temperatures yet. My waters, when I do drink my water, it has to be about room temperature at least. It can be a couple degrees colder than that, but if I pull a nice cold water out of the fridge, which used to be like one of my favorite things, was just a nice cold bottle of water. It's so innocent and pure, and just, or even water out of my fridge tap, either way. But coming right out of the fridge, and even right out of the fridge tap, is too cold, and Barry doesn't like it. He gets chilly, and he's not a big fan. So that may be something, I've heard other people talk about that too, that you may not handle temperature extremes as well for a while, and that's just something I have to deal with and understand. You might be eating some lukewarm soup. So that's, one thing that's been going on with adding the protein's got to be lukewarm. Another, not the best thing about the unflavored proteins that I've found is, like, if I put it in a yogurt, like if I put it in a strawberry Greek yogurt with all the protein and I throw another scoop in there, it doesn't make it taste gross, or even, like, it doesn't, it does make it taste different, but not in a way that it modifies the flavor. It almost just mutes the flavor, because you're adding something to the yogurt. You're getting, and it's mixing in there, and the yogurt isn't quite as flavorful. So I try to stick to adding protein. If I'm going to add protein to a yogurt, I go ahead and add it to the vanilla, because that just takes kind of the yogurt bite away. If you know what I'm talking about, some yogurts have a little bite to them. It takes away that, and the vanilla flavor isn't strong enough that I'm worried about it getting muted. But like my strawberry yogurts and stuff like that, I've been eating those without adding the protein, because they still have 15 grams of protein per little cup. And it's not actually a cup, but it's a cup of yogurt. But the strawberry really mutes the flavor, so that's something to watch out for if you're adding unflavored protein to stuff. It mixes well to soups, like I said, the lukewarm soups. It mixes really well in there. I've gotten pudding cups, just like regular old sugar-free. All this is sugar-free pudding cups, and throw a scoop of protein in there and mix it up. And Barry really likes that. He's really good with the smooth yogurt and the smooth pudding. Barry's a big fan of the pudding, and I am too, let's be honest. And I never thought I would like sugar-free chocolate pudding. It's just store-bought, but I do. It's really good. It's like the highlight of my day is having my nightly protein pudding. It's not actually nightly, but several nights I've had protein pudding, and it's been pretty nice. I actually did an experiment where I took a banana, actually it's like a banana protein, Premier Protein, about 1.5 bottles, come to think of it. And I actually made banana pudding with it. And it made the pudding a little more like custard than pudding, but it was actually pretty good, and added 50 grams of protein to the 4 cups of pudding, and then I threw a couple scoops of that unflavored protein in it. And the texture was a little bit off, but it was nice. It was a good change of pace off some of the other things I've been having, and it was really protein dense. So today, this morning actually, I had my first scrambled egg post-surgery. I'm a big scrambled egg fan. I like them. I'm a fan. They're good. Throw a little ketchup on there because I'm a monster. But yeah, so I had a scrambled egg with my son, and it was really good, and that made me happy. It was exciting to be able to add back into foods that I really like and ate before surgery, and now that I can eat again. So another one of those has been tuna fish. I have just been buying the packets of the Sunkist pre-flavored like tunas, and those have been doing really good. Got to chew, as they say at my clinic. Got to chew, and got to watch those lumps, bumps, and chunks before, because I can't really start adding in too many textures yet. White fish is fine, flaky white fish. But you got to watch out for lumps, bumps, and chunks, like no yogurts with fruit chunks in them unless they're pureed, things like that. I pureed some chicken noodle soup one day, which was all right because the noodles didn't fully puree, give a little texture, which was nice. But again, going back to variety and trying to watch the things I can eat. So that's a big takeaway from week one is just trying to get a variety of your food, getting your water in, getting your protein in, and finding creative and ways to do it that you actually like, which has been, I wouldn't say a challenge. It's been more of an adventure than a challenge. Another thing is, so my pain levels. Let's talk about pain because I want to know about pain and how it's going to be healing up. So I have my 6 incisions across my stomach, which I will spare you the sight of because nobody wants to see that. It might get pulled off YouTube. But so far the pain has been, after the first few days, has been pretty minimal. I did have some pain meds after, and I did use them, but not in excess. It was just like, because I found myself waking up at night from tossed that if I'd move, I'd hurt a little bit, so I'd take some before bed to help, preemptive pain and stuff. I found if I bend down too much, like to pick stuff up off the floor, that kind of hurts. It kind of rubs one of my incisions, but not like it's stretching or pulling on the inside or anything. Literally just one of my incisions gets squished, and it's uncomfortable. So I've been trying not to do too much bending over. We got a grabber, one of the little clawed grabbers. Been using that a lot to pick things up because I'm still trying to be active, still trying to help around the house, going on walks with Jana, and doing things like that because it's really important to stay active because it keeps you upbeat, even in your first week. Keeps you upbeat, keeps you motivated, helps keep from any blood clots, which is a big deal. Don't want to get a blood clot. And it really just helps me go and helps me get out of the house and feel like I'm doing stuff. Which is really good for my mental state. And it probably would be good for your mental state too. Just get up, move around, and do what you can do. I have found, though, I get tired faster. And a lot of that is just because I'm still healing from surgery and I'm eating under 1,000 calories a day, pretty well under a lot of days. So I feel like I just get tired. It doesn't keep me down all day or anything like that. Like I can get back up. I just need to sit down and take a break. And I really think it's just because my body is so tired from trying to heal all this incision, and it's mad at me, and it doesn't know what I'm doing to it. It's so upset, and I have a very dramatic body apparently, and it's very stressed about the lack of food and it wants pizza still because my brain is still like, man, pizza sounds good. All these foods still sound good, and I am getting hungry at this point. Barry does tell me he needs some sustenance. Right now, he's actually like feeling like he might start me getting that way, where he might want a little bit of yogurt or something to hold him over. Because some people I've heard don't get any hunger after bariatric surgery for a long time, and good for them. But I heard a lot of people, also like me, will get the feeling of being hungry, but they are satiated a lot faster. And I find that I am. Like last night I was hungry before bed. I literally took a couple small bites off a banana and chewed until it was a nice, mush. Because they told me to pre-mush my bananas, and I haven't because that's what my teeth are for. I have teeth, and they can mash a banana fine. So I just chewed my banana up and just a few bites of banana, and I was like, all right, good. That's all I need. Good. Ready to go. Ready to continue on. But yeah, so the lack of calories has made me a little more tired. I haven't had too much attitude problems, unless Jana tells you otherwise. But other than that, I feel like emotionally I'm in a really good spot, and the things are really looking up. And I'm looking for at the end of the month when I can start adding more textures and start doing more things and having more food. And I look forward to food, but not in the same way I used to. Before, we would plan a vacation about where we were going to go eat at this place and things like that. Now I'm looking forward to getting back to a state of normalcy and back to what my new normal's gonna be. I don't want or expect to ever be able to eat like I used to, and I should never be able to, and I hope I never do. But I do want to hit that point where I'm at my new normal, what my new lifestyle is going to be. I'm looking forward to stop going through the diet phases and changing all these foods and just being to the point where I can try something, anything I want. I can try it a little bit and see if it works for me and see if Barry's going to like it or if he's going to get upset. I really am looking forward to getting to that point. And that's, months in the future. But I'm really excited to be able to get there. But I'm excited for how things have been going so far. They've been going great. I'm really upbeat and happy now that I made the decision. Again, a little bit of buyer's remorse at first, but things are really looking up and I'm really excited. My family's really excited and we're ready for that phase to kick in where I just have so much energy that I don't know what to do with it. And not where I get tired after helping my wife clean up the house, which she tells me not to, but I have a hard time watching people work and not helping. So something to know about me. But you know what, guys, I think that about covers most of what this last week's been like. We'll be checking back in. Jana's going to do a video here soon, letting you know what she's been going through and how she's been experiencing things and how these changes have affected her and how they've affected our kids. So be expecting that. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit like down below. And if you want to see what Jana has to say, what I have to say in the future, and what my 1 month's going to be like, all these different things all this different recipe plans and weight loss updates, we have all this great stuff coming up for you guys in the future. So go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to follow our journey and find out more about what we're going to be going through. And you can also follow us or find us at 100forlife.com. We have a website with blog posts. We're going to be posting a lot of this information too. We're on Twitter now. So, look us up, guys. Follow us, and we'd love to hear your guys' comments, your thoughts, your opinions, your questions. We are doing this for you guys, but we're doing it with you guys because this is a community. We are part of a bariatric community now, and support from within my own family and from within the community is a really big deal and is really helping me progress and do this right. And I think that it would do the same for you. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video. We really do appreciate it. We'll have something for you coming up real soon. Thank you.